When did the brilliant concept for the wedding series, which debuts with the wedding dress, first hit you? And tell us a bit about how you decided on the timeline, the way you told the story. It's very unique.
The wedding dress came to me on a girls' weekend outside of Nashville, Tennessee. So some Twitter friends, we said, let's get together. And then we said, hey, let's not just say it, let's do it. Next thing you know, we're planning a weekend together in Gallatin, Tennessee. Is that right? Gallatin? Is that outside of Nashville?
Yeah,
And
Gallatin is, yes, ma'am.
yeah, we were in Gallatin, Tennessee. And we were talking about our host's daughter getting married. And she said, boy, when she put on that wedding dress, we just knew. I was gone. I was gone. Immediately I was like, ooh, a family wedding dress, a 100-year-old wedding dress. Ooh, they all wore it. What did that look like? And they were started talking about business because one of them was a VP of marketing and one of them has a former lawyer, and our host had been the former president of Borders, and they were off talking about business. And I go, hey guys, what about a wedding dress that, like, I don't know, 4 women wear like over 100 years? And they said, well, yeah, Rachel, you should work on that. And then later they came back to me and like, that's a good idea. Yeah. But it was the one that gave me the chills. And so I had read a split time novel by Susan Meisner called Shape of Mercy. And I was fascinated by looking back in time to see how it impacted the present. And if we all could, wouldn't we want to go back and talk to our ancestors and go, why did you decide to do that? Because that's impacted me today. You know, you moved from Ohio to California, or from California to Ohio, or you divorced that guy and married this guy, or that woman, and now there's me, or there, right? So every decision that our ancestors made lead us to where we are. We don't have to be trapped by it, but it certainly has guided who we become. So that's what fascinated me the most. It's kind of like a unique form of time travel. So I conceived of Emily in 1912 and then Charlotte in 2012. And I knew that I wanted them to be like unconnected. They did not know grandmother, granddaughter. So Emily is Charlotte's great grandmother. And so originally I thought it's kind of boring to have the dress pass through the family because that's what you would expect. What if the dress kind of moves mysteriously, kind of magically, supernaturally, and finds the right woman? And kind of the hook is that it fits every woman who tries it on without being altered. And so I actually did go to a wedding dress display in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And there was a wedding dress from the 30s that 5 women wore, all different shapes and sizes, and it fit every single one of them. So it's possible. It's even possible. So that kind of became how I wanted to tell the story. And the story was in the dress and what the dress represented to each woman who wore it. And for me also, having a spiritual storyline in my books also represented how the gospel fits everyone who tries it on. So
That really was the first book that launched you into the national stratosphere as a known author, wasn't it?
it did. I think I knew it was going to be special, and a lot of people told me this is special. There's a feel about it, and when it came out, it did well right from the get-go. So I was happy with that. But then so it came out in 2012. In 2015, it hit the USA Today, like 3 years later. So it was super crazy. Like, what? Okay. Before that, I think over Christmas time, it was the Amazon when they did daily deals. It was the New Year's Eve daily deal. Now, the two most popular days were Christmas and New Year's Eve for ebook downloads. So I got one of those days. My friend Colleen Coble actually had Christmas, and it blew up. It just, even the head company, HarperCollins, was like, what's going on? What's going on with this book? Where's this book from? What's it doing? You know, was it one of those books with a bonnet on it? You know, it was one of those Amish books, because Amish books were still so popular in 2013. And then we go into 2016 and they put it on sale again. And I have to be honest, because I had just had The Wedding Chapel come out in November. So in February of 2016, they're like, Rachel, we're putting The Wedding Dress on sale again. I was like, okay, I have other books, you know. And Amazon put it on the front page of their monthly deals. And it was the 4th book in, and it just skyrocketed. And it sat on the New York Times for 9 weeks, a 4-year-old book, 9 weeks. So hallelujah. And it hit the Wall Street Journal at that point too. So I was glad, because I do feel like it's a transcendent story. I feel like it's a story that's about more than something special in majority of women's lives. Putting on your wedding dress, or your daughter's wedding dress, or your grandmother's wedding dress. It's the story of family, the story of love, but it was really the story of how hope transcends time and faith transcends time. So I think that's one of the things that's so popular about the book